We are back for the second episode
of the 4 o'clock club.
What did you think about last week?
I thought it was really good.
I did have a listen back.
Yeah.
I realised that's my life I was talking about. I was like, good grief. But now I thought it was really good, and I think we got some really good feedback as well.
Yeah, really nice as well, like where people can relate or, just
laugh.
Yeah, laugh.
But we're back. Second episode. How's your week gone? I haven't really spoke to you, have I? Because you've been so busy with full-time working.
Working away. I've had to work away this week, and it has annoyed me a little bit. But I think it's because, I'm not sure whether it's because I've not got a house. And I'm feeling a little bit lost.
You're not homeless, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling a little bit lost because I've not got any
base.
Yeah, I feel like I've got no responsibility. I'm just living at my parents, and I'm like, what the hell?
It's all right for a day or two, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's good. But then Theo's been back from his dad's. I don't see him for over a week. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Theo.
I know. 10. Oh, makes me feel like
double digits.
Oh God.
Yeah, so the way you co-parent it is that you have them for a week.
Yeah.
And he has them for a week. So you go a whole 7 days.
Yeah, which is horrible anyway, but that works for us. And I think the only reason why it's okay is because it's okay with Theo.
Yeah.
Because we did discuss it with him.
Yeah.
We used to do like 3-2, 3-2, and I didn't like. I think because I have Freddie all the time and always have done since he was 3. Yeah. He's with me all the time. I don't know any different. And as well, I think, well, I didn't make that choice. I feel like it's like I don't want to share my child. I don't want to do that.
No,
and I didn't make that choice.
No.
And it's hard because you've got to do it.
And you're grieving that life again, aren't you? Almost like, well, actually, I've got to hand him over for 7 days. And that's 7 days for him of a whole different life. Because he has a different life to when he's with you. And then it's like, for example, so you've had him this week and then you've had to work away because you've had no other choice. And that's hard.
Yeah.
Guilt.
Well, it is. It's like mum guilt was massive this week. I think because it is that very much like before, I used to work part-time so I could pick the boys up from school. That worked for our life. And then everything changed. And then I'm now working full-time and I have to work away. That's part of the role. And I enjoy my job. So I think, why shouldn't I? Because you do have to think about yourself ultimately as well, because you are providing for the kids, and I've got to do that.
But it does come with a lot of guilt.
But yeah, I'm hoping when I get the keys on Friday for our house.
This Friday?
Yeah.
Coming. How are you feeling? Absolute start of...
It was a very long time coming. 2.5 years. I'm so excited for it though. I'm so excited. Yeah, really. I'm not even feeling... I felt more sad when I left the barn, but I don't know if that's because that was like ours. Yeah. Whereas now this is like mine and the boys' house.
And it's closure. This is fresh now. This is fresh for you. You're starting it on your own with nobody else involved, and you've just got your boys, and it's a home, it's a base for you to just move forward with your life. Your divorce should be coming through soon.
Yeah, maybe.
No update on that?
No, not really.
No, but
we don't want to think about it. I'm looking forward to my house. That's it. That's enough. Just give me my house. I don't care.
But yeah, in regards to my week, I think I listened back to the podcast and like I needed to reflect on it, and I did have a few sad times when it was like it'd been Oliver's birthday, but in fact that isn't my life anymore. Mm-hmm. We are separated, and so back to normal this week, back to being me. And I wanted to talk today about when rebuilding after I left, and for you rebuilding when he left. Like for me, almost felt like I remember quite vividly walking through that door for the last time and walking into this house and knowing that was it. And there's no feeling quite like it. No. It's absolutely petrifying, because I walked in here with, thinking, right now, Sarah, this is where it begins. You've got to rebuild everything.
Yeah.
And I had no idea of who I was, no identity.
Because you only know what
Yeah.
what you were as a family unit.
And I left, and I've had to start from scratch with myself. Like, what do I enjoy doing? I've had to start a home from scratch on my own, something I've never ever done.
Yeah.
I've had to parent on my own, something that I've never had to do, because, Aaron has always been, I've said his name, but people perhaps know who he is anyway. But, we've always done it together. So you come into, like, you're so vulnerable, and you've got to rebuild everything again. And I wanted to talk about that today. How did you feel at the point, like, when you've had to start over again? And for you, it was so different, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I didn't have the choice. So it was almost like forced upon me.
Yeah.
But you still got to do it.
But what I wanted to say is, like, so for you, it's almost like rebuilding about your self-worth, your self-love, and healing from a whole, like, rejection base.
Yeah.
So the rejection is perhaps one of the worst things that can ever happen to somebody, I think.
Yeah.
Because that takes your self-worth up to the gutters. So you've had to rebuild.
Yeah, it's that you have to rebuild. I remember, you just think, like, for me, I always say trust your gut instinct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I knew that something was going on, and then I knew, and I made myself go absolutely crazy thinking, but that, it's made to be.
No, but you weren't making yourself crazy. Your gut instinct was actually right.
Yeah.
So the other person was making you think you were going crazy.
Yeah.
I think what you can learn from that is your gut instinct tells you so much. And your intuition, I think, for me, is something that I've hugely guides me now in life. Like, I massively know when I meet somebody what sort of energy they give off.
Yeah, red flags. Red flag, bye. Goodbye. Thank you, next.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
But do you know what?
No.
And that's and this big thing about red flags. Somebody said once to me, "But is it red enough?"
Yeah,
it's red.
It's red.
It's red.
Red, burgundy.
But actually, that's quite a good thing to go on to, because when you do come out of that relationship, filling the void.
Yeah.
We all want to do it.
Yeah.
Even with a red flag.
Yeah. I had a million red flags, and I just still went. I was a bit reckless, though, I think, when I first came out of it. But I think what it was for me is, I think obviously him leaving did knock me, because of why he left. Head was turned. Okay, but for me, it was also like, well, I actually wasn't crazy. I actually wasn't mental. All these things that I was feeling were true. So yeah, I just thought, you know what, I'm going out and I'm enjoying myself.
And I think what you were also looking for is that external validation, somebody to say you are enough.
Yeah.
And even with a red flag, sometimes that can make that the situation feel a little bit better, can't it? Do you know what? Even if for 2 hours when I'm on a night out, I've got a red flag going, you're fit, I'm here for it.
You're there. But then until the next day, and then you're like, no, you can't do this. No, thank you. But we've got to, we're not 20 anymore. And
just remind you that we're 38, because I do like to say that a lot. But I think it's a process, because I think you see it happen a lot. Like, you leave, and a lot of people you see leave, and they do just want to fill the void. They'll go out and they'll date, and it's all exciting, isn't it? But then I think, like, for me, what I had to do is I had to have a word with myself and say, do you know what, Sarah? What are you wanting from these people?
Yeah.
What are you wanting? What is it? And all it was is external validation. And in reality, I don't need any external validation.
No.
So I had to say, stop. And I stopped dating, and I just sat with myself. I sat with all the most uncomfortablest feelings of self-worth, who even am I? And every time I'd pick up my phone and I'd want to message somebody, I say, why? What are you? What do you want from this person?
It's hard as well to do that, isn't it? And you've got to think how much work you've done to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I do it with my ex now when we're discussing the divorce or anything like that. I do have to just say, I'm not reacting to this because it's only me who, and ultimately you text back, you get in that conversation with a red flag, you're only making yourself, and you think, why?
Yeah.
You really don't need
and
to.
Don't get me wrong, there hasn't always been red flags. There's been some really lovely people who I've met and who've been really lovely, but I just think that I owe it to myself to heal on my own. And that means sometimes like sitting and just, I don't know, finding what I enjoy doing, like reading, writing, exercising. I didn't know I enjoyed doing any of these things. And if I just jumped straight back into something, I would never have found out these things about myself.
No, because you've just get stuck in a rut. You just end up.
And I just want to know that when a person comes along, it's because I want them and not because I need them.
Yeah.
And I think that's dead important.
Yeah.
And I think because you stayed single for a bit, didn't you? And then you met somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. And
that was nice.
Yeah. 100%. But I think I don't know, with everything sort of coming to an end, getting closure within the divorce and all things like that, I wouldn't have said, I'm not sure if he was to fill the void.
No, I don't think he was to fill the void. I think he came at a crucial time.
Yeah.
When you needed somebody, but he was also a really nice person.
Yeah.
And I think that's dead important to say that he came. But I think he came at sort of the wrong time because
you
hadn't healed.
I've not healed and I've not found what I want.
Or who you are.
Yeah. Because I'm still, now I'm like, I actually don't want that. I don't want this, and I don't. But maybe I do later. I don't know.
But right now, you know it's for you.
Yeah,
this is.
I'm at that point where I need to be on my own and just find who I am.
And how do you find that? I think you'll find it easy once you're in your house.
Yeah, I'm just bored now. But then I don't. Yeah. I think once I'm in my house and I'm busy and things like that and just keep myself occupied, obviously I am working full time as well, but I think once I'm in the house I won't be too bad. But I'm just not into.
I don't think you know right now anything, do you? I think it's just get in your house, getting your base sorted.
Yeah.
And like for me, I'm perhaps a lot further on because you haven't had you haven't been able to have a base to move forward. Like for me now, I feel like, what do I feel like? I feel like I'm thoroughly enjoying being me. I mean, that might sound like dead big-headed, but when and this is a thing like I wanted to say is when you've worked so hard on yourself and you've come so far, like I am so proud of the person that I've become, and I think
am as well.
I like
you, obviously not me.
but nobody sees the challenges that go on behind closed doors. And I do try and highlight that on Instagram. I know it's quite shiny and it looks nice, but I do share the unraveling of me, and that is to show some of the hard times that do come with leaving.
Yeah.
But ultimately, if my Instagram or my unraveling of me can inspire one person to just be the best version of themselves, then I'm done.
Yeah.
Because when I look at some of them pictures of me, I'm like, you've done it.
Yeah.
All them odd times and everything else, and the dark times where I thought, what the hell am I doing? Them times, like when I look at myself, I'm like, do you know what, Sarah? You're doing it. You're doing everything that you ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
Makes me a bit emotional, actually, because, it's a hard journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
It isn't easy.
No, and people don't see all of that when you're parenting and when you're doing things like this and doing, it's just like, they're having a whale of a time.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing that comes with the thing of like, I always feel like Instagram, you put something on Instagram and if it's not about your kids,
what is the dog doing? Is he okay? What's he doing? Is he stuck? Has he got a cramp? I'm so confused. Oscar, what's he doing? Is his back leg okay?
Oscar.
I think his back leg's broken. You okay?
What's up?
It's like he's got a bit of cramp. It's the attention seeking. Are you attention seeking?
You won't be on the podcast. But yeah, no, and I think, for anybody that finds like it's just left and they have no idea what they're doing, that's quite normal to not know what you're doing and navigating co-parenting, and you're navigating co-parenting's perhaps hard.
Yeah, it is hard
because you split up with somebody and you'd never have to speak to them again. You'd move on swiftly. But when you have children,
you can't do it unless it's like a mutual decision. You attention seeker. Yeah, so I think when you have that mutual sort of respect for each other, me and Freddie's dad very much were like, this is not us. We were only young anyway.
How old were you?
21. So not dead young.
That's been, never even thought about that. Like the way you've had it with you, it was you and Freddie, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was just.
But we had that mutual, we both agreed, right, this isn't right. We were more like best friends, and we've always got on. Like we've never had that sort of disagreements. I mean, Freddie has a good relationship with his dad, but he doesn't spend that much time with him. Whereas with Theo's dad, I've got no respect for him at all because of what he did to me.
Which is it's so hard.
And it's hard. And I've also got no respect for the person who's playing his stepmom. Because why? Why? I've been put in a position where, because my stepdaughter's mum, we get on so well and always have done, and it's really sad that I've been put in a position where I've got to co-parent with somebody who I've got no respect for because of how they treated me and my family as well. And also he has to go and, with a potential stepmom who also, there was no girl code there at all.
We are girl code.
Girl code.
And do you know what?
How was that okay?
It's not. And do you know what? It's okay to not be okay about that.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing, like, you're respectful in the way, this is how we're going to co-parent.
Mm-hmm.
But if you choose that actually you don't have to have them in your life, the way they treated you is against everything that we're about. And there's so much to say about girl code. Like, if a man approaches me, or I suppose for you as well, and they were married,
no.
Honestly,
no,
I wouldn't even like.
No.
The only way it would be if they never told me they were married. Like,
and you didn't know.
You didn't know. But I tell you what, like, you see it a lot that actually, what's wrong with people? Like,
and the men get the blame. Obviously, it does take two to tango, but it's always like, oh, he cheated on you. But it's always almost like, well, how is that okay for her to do that? She knew. Yeah.
So and I think it is, and I'll argue that I would say that actually, if a woman knows that a man is married, you don't.
No.
You don't. Well, I don't. I wouldn't. I would never go near. And I don't. And I think a lot of women you speak to, like, would never go there. And I think that's difficult, isn't it? Because it's like, she went to work, dues with you, everything else. She very much knew who you were.
100%. So it's hard. I mean, to be fair to both of them, again, I've got no respect for them, but Theo loves his dad.
Yeah.
And that is literally all that matters. As long as he's happy and he shows up for Theo, which he does, he's a good dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might not respect me, but he shows up for Theo, and that is the main thing. But it is hard for me because I am in a position where I still have to communicate.
And it's hard because I know you say like you're only 2 years out of it, but you haven't really had.
It's still going on, isn't it? And I think until the divorce is done I keep thinking, once, because in terms of Theo, we are really absolutely fine. We text and it's fine. But when it comes to the divorce, we just cannot agree. And I'm just hoping that, I don't think that respect will come back anything, but I'm hoping once the divorce is done, it can be a bit more sort of finalised. I don't know what's going to happen. As soon as something happens with the divorce, it can just go.
But you know what?
In terms of Theo,
you're in such a roller coaster. I think you've had the ultimate betrayal. You've had, it's everybody's worst nightmare when they're married, and because you marry forever. And I think, you've had some low lows, but I honestly think once your house comes, it's going to be the start of you being able to. Do you know what? They did that. And
that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And I think you're already there in respect of that. But do you know what? Like, hot girl summer.
Yes. I am here for hot girl summer.
What is hot girl summer?
Don't know. Somewhere hot. Horizontal. On a sunbed.
With a cocktail.
With a wine.
What is in the cup?
Sarah's not got wine glasses. This is literally wine. I mean, we should. I'm going to get you some.
Yeah,
I'm going to IKEA tomorrow. I'll get you some.
You put my name on one.
Yeah.
4 o'clock.
I'll bring you one. 4 o'clock club.
Self-love.
Yeah.
Are you for it? Are you?
Yeah. 100%.
So for me, self-love comes from within, and I've read so many fantastic books on learning to find a home within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Big on that.
I am.
We'll
promote some. We'll tag some on the end of the podcast.
Because we get 85 on the
We'll tag some authors in there. Just get them all in.
Amazon. The affiliates.
Yeah,
85.
We're going to do that.
Click on the link.
Click on the link, guys.
We'll be in Dubai on the.
We'll be on that yacht.
Yacht. What's that?
I said yacht. I don't know what I was going to say.
We'll be on the yacht in Dubai.
Yeah.
In no time. But there's so many good books that I think that I've read since being on my own. And one was it's about finding a home within yourself and learning that everything that you have is within you.
Yeah.
I mean, and some people really just think it goes over the red, but honestly, it's helped me so much to understand that we don't need that external validation.
No.
I don't need somebody, whether it be a friend, a family member, a man. I am okay as I am.
Yeah.
And I think, you've got somebody close to us is going through the new feelings of it all, aren't they?
Yeah.
Massively new feelings of
rejection and all that sort of thing.
And you can see, the beginning of it, she's obviously on her own now, and she's frantically wanting to try and fill that void.
And that's what she always does.
And that's what
I think, we are very much I do feel like our advice is
Yeah, but you know what? I say this to a lot of people. It's damn hard.
Yeah,
it's damn hard to not fill that void because if you don't fill that void, you've got to sit with some really uncomfortable feelings like rejection, accepting rejection, and understanding rejection. But I always see rejection as a new direction.
Yeah.
So actually, somebody who rejects me is because actually that person isn't right for me.
No.
So instead of seeing it as actually, God, I'm gutted that person doesn't want me. And of course, it's not a nice feeling, but actually maybe that was just meant and maybe we just aren't right for each other.
No.
But not even just in relationships wise, in everything in general. And I think it's so hard to choose yourself and sit with yourself. And I get why people don't do it.
No.
But if I offer one advice, especially to that person, and I say to her all the time, is wrap yourself up in the people that make you feel happy.
Yeah.
Not a man.
Yeah. No.
Not a man.
No. I think it's all right having that company.
Absolutely.
Once you know what you want out of it.
Yeah.
Or not expecting too much.
Yeah.
It's like, it is what it is. And yeah,
I think for me, if I jumped into a relationship when I left, it would have been very surface level.
Yeah.
Whereas the more I heal and the more I know what I want, how I want somebody to show up for me, it's going to be a whole different relationship. And I've also noticed the more that I work on myself is I'm not attracted to the emotionally unavailable men who give me the dopamine rush. The dopamine rush is a massive thing. We all love a dopamine rush, don't we? But they aren't the people who are going to give me a safe love and a calm love. So,
I mean, they're all right for a weekend, I suppose.
Do you know what? I love one on where I know where I stand. So I'll have them if you fit.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be with you long term because you can't meet me on my level, and that's okay.
100%. Yeah.
But the more I heal is the more that I aren't even attracted to them sort of people. Like,
no.
It's weird because I'm not needy of them.
Yeah.
I'm not needy of somebody.
Mm.
But then what also worries me is, how do you open yourself up to somebody? Like, I don't know if I spoke about this last week. It's hard, isn't it? Because, your boundaries are so high. Fortress.
Full wall.
But again, I think my mum always says this to me, Sarah. When somebody walks into your life, it'll just be dead easy to let them guards down. You won't feel
you don't even need to
think about
it and think, oh, I think I'm ready to. You don't even need to.
It'll just happen.
Yeah.
But then,
fingers crossed. Any day now.
I mean, I'm not that desperate.
No.
But you know what? So yeah, for me, so the girl who is going through the feelings that we originally went through it's hard to watch, and it's quite sad because your self-worth's rock bottom. You don't love yourself. What's wrong with me? Why would somebody do that to me?
Yeah.
And all I can say to that person is, I promise you, just sit with yourself and go through all these feelings. Start doing things that you enjoy. Read the books.
They've helped me massively. The books have helped me massively. And I have, after, 12 I was when I had my first boyfriend. I'm now 38. It's helped me realise that I'm choosing myself. And that I need to just be on my own, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I think the thing is as well, people think when you say you're choosing yourself that you're being self-centered.
Oh yeah.
And I hate that because some people think, well, so she's choosing herself, so what about her boys?
What
about actually what I'm doing is my boys will always be the centre of everything that I do. But by me choosing myself and choosing to exercise, which makes me show up better in every aspect of my life.
Yeah.
Writing and doing all these things, it's actually, I'm a better parent.
You do parent better. You need to be, like you say, the best version of yourself, and that's what it is. Choosing yourself. It's not
do you know what, I'm going to leave the boys sitting there and I'm going to go.
I'm choosing myself and I'm going where I
Dubai on a yacht. Yeah,
we're going there.
Do you know what I mean? It's more like, do you know what, by choosing yourself and choosing your own happiness, the people around you see it. So I know that I am a better parent for being this version of myself. I show up for my children differently. I show up for people around me differently. But most of all, I show up for myself differently.
Yeah.
And that takes some doing.
Yeah.
It really does. Rebuilding your life after walking in this home and thinking, Sarah, what on earth are you doing? What on earth are you doing? And having some of the hardest days is, for me, it's to be where I'm at is just incredible. And from the podcast, from the unraveling of me, is that it just hopefully gives people some light and some, do you know what, we're all going through it, we're all going through things, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I still have hard days, and we all do, don't we?
Yeah, you've still not got a wine glass though, so you've not got it down to a
Shocking.
tea yet.
No, but they will be here by next week.
You have not.
With my cup of tea in one.
We wouldn't say you're there 100% yet, Sarah.
I'm
You've
not
got.
I'm not even there partially, really.
No.
But do you know what? Today I feel like I am. So, but tomorrow could be totally different. And I think, you know what, like,
Just ride the waves.
International Women's
Ride
Day.
it. Oh yeah.
Oh yes. So actually,
Yeah.
we're here for it. We're
Here
here
for the women.
all the women who are going through a rough time, for all the women who stand for change, all for the women who choose themselves, who want to be better parents, who just want a better life for the children, just for anybody, women who are content with their life, and just for any
happy
woman
in the marriage. We're here.
We're here for it.
Yeah. And we'll celebrate with wine.
And Zara will celebrate with wine,
And
absolutely. But yeah, so 4 o'clock club, second episode, I reckon, is done and dusted.
Yeah. Hope you like it. And we'll see you.
Actually, I thought you wanted to mention if people wanted texting. She thinks we're like viral.
I am here for this. I think it'd be funny. I'm not sure who you're going to text.
Ghost. Did you say Ghostbusters?
No, who you're going to call?
No, but I think,
call the Ghostbusters.
If there is, I think the thing is to say is actually there's a lot of funny things to talk about as well. I really want to talk about in one of the episodes is dating.
Yeah.
Or if there's anything you think you want us to talk about, or to text in for us to mention, or things for us to do, we're up for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely drop us a message on the page.
Drop Zara a message.
Yeah.
She'll answer you.
We'll answer.
Ciao.
Peace out.
Peace out. What did we do last time?
Bye for now. How to.